Hello, I'm going to be doing a reading on Madison Scott. She's out of Canada. Her case is out of Canada. She was the one who went missing. I'm going to use the Light Seer Tarot, but Madison was the one who went missing camping, and she had a white truck. And I remember her case. I've always wondered what happened to her, and I haven't read on her in a long time. I mean, years. So I'm going to read on Madison Scott. At least I don't think it's been. I can't even remember reading on her. So let's just see what we get. I'm looking for her basic details. Okay, so she disappeared in 2011 after a birthday party at Hogsback Lake. That was the name of the lake. She's Canadian, as I said, and Hogsback Lake is 25 kilometers southeast of Vanderhoof, British Columbia. She planned to spend the night camping with a friend, but her friend left during the night without her. And she was last seen in her tent, which was later found flattened, and her truck was still there, but she was not found. So that's the backstory there. And let's see, let's look for her birth date if we can get that. Okay, she was born the 29th of April, 1991. So, Madison was a Taurus. So I'll be looking for pentacles to be indicative of her. So what I want to know is what happened to Madison Scott, and if the person responsible will be caught and put in prison, and if her remains will be found. So let's see if we can get anything, any sense of any of that. And I am dialing into her. And I ask the Creator and Spirit to help me to read accurately and clearly on Madison Scott, who disappeared from Hogsback Lake in Canada, in British Columbia, in May of 2011. Okay. What covers her is the Queen of Swords, and what crosses her is the Page of Swords. Watchfulness. And there's a queen. I think there's a woman that knows. And that has, I'm just getting a psychic hit that she reads up on it. She follows the articles sometimes. Ten of Swords, painful ending. Two of Pentacles, crowning. This is extremes. Can be passive aggressive. And somebody also who has a volatile nature, that they can appear very friendly initially and then lose their cool really fast and be scary. There's a lack of stability. It definitely shows that. and a person that is pretty brutal with the Ten of Swords, to be honest. They maybe have a tendency toward overkill. In the recent past was a Ten of Pentacles, and this is the party. This is the birthday party. The family, different people there. Some kind of party. Here's justice coming. Law. But look, again, I can't help but I just caught the weird reflection of justice there that's kind of shadowy. So that's the law coming in and reviewing. It looks like the birthday party and the people that were there. Is the Queen of Swords the one whose birthday it was? I kind of am feeling that. Maybe she knows. Let's see. This is the Nine of Wands. This is about people's boundaries and somebody that's having to fight to defend themselves and has come through a pretty major ordeal. And I think also an attitude that they're tough, that I can take care of myself. And just, I think, counting on that. But in the environment is the Knight of Cups. So I'm getting a young male and somebody that's with a propensity towards substance with the cups. Probably her age at the time, under the age of 40. And it looks like there was some kind of an approach. And maybe one that where he was approaching her with not the best intentions. Because the Knight of Cups can be about romantic love, but it can also be about being approached by somebody with quite sometimes what they're approaching you with isn't always the best, you know, they're not being always honest. You have to check and see if it's not ego-based, what they're doing, or if they're trying to be sneaky or something. So it does look like with these two cards here, we're dealing with an issue of personal boundary and personal space, and I feel like someone encroaching on that male figure here, somebody that's been drinking or partying. Is there a connection to the law? Maybe. Hopes and fears? Well, I think she would definitely hope for this person to be exposed, and I believe wherever, I don't believe that she is living anymore, so I think her remains be exposed so it could be returned to family. This person, I feel like she's talking about the person that's responsible, had made significant changes in their life after the event. The law may have even spoken with them. And this could have been somebody that attended the party or was watching it, but I think there's a connection to the party. Quite possibly. Definitely somebody that could be watching it with that Page of Swords. It's a wary kind of a energy. Oops. Couple extra. 9 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So, that's her. Our Taurus. Looks like she had, with the 9 of Cups, may have been approached. Somebody may have brought her or offered her some kind of sharing of their stuff, their substance, their drink, or what have you. There's a feeling there of something along those lines. But I feel like intuitively and this is, I think, her at the time. I think intuitively she knew this person shouldn't, you know. I think she got a vibe. Let me put it that way. I think she got a vibe from her intuition that this was not a good thing. And I feel like she was this. I feel like I'm being shown her, and that as being the person responsible, that Knight of Cups, that male, that young male. I feel like I'm being shown that it was someone in her own peer group, and that may have attended that party. It would be somebody of a water sign, particularly, or having it in their chart in a significant way. Water sign, you know, it's Pisces, it's, of course, Scorpio, and of course I'm jacking it all around, but, and Pisces, Scorpio, come on. Everyone's good, come on, man. It's late when I'm doing this. When I'm filming this, see, that's how late it is. I'm even worse at speaking. So I just feel like she was the same age. There's some connection that way, definitely. I'm not getting an adult with and her as I'm being shown her now in a way that I can understand. But at the time, I feel like now I'm being shown her younger, as she would have been at that age group. So I feel like this was somebody within her peer that had a connection to that party. And there's a sense of the past and the 3 of Pentacles, more than one individual. There's more than one individual, I think, that has come to learn, I think, more about, or maybe intuitively figure out what may have happened. They may have suspicions, I'm getting. Just by kind of thinking over things. Like it's, I just feel like it's kind of, some of them, I don't think realize what certain details that they know are, perhaps how significant. The Wheel, the Star. Well, there is hope. I mean, this has put her, her case is very famous. She gets a lot of coverage, although it's dipped down. And cases always need to be, you know, brought out to people and reminded. King of Wands. So I also get a King of Wands, and there's deceit around him. Let's see what else we get with him. Judgment. Okay, there's guilt. And we're also getting a King of Pentacles judging him. I think there will be some things that do come out. Someone comes forward, and I think that her family may judge this person that ends up coming forward. Like, why didn't you help her? Why didn't you stop? Or why didn't you come forward sooner? There's a feeling of this person here having kept something back, not been honest. And I feel like this King of Pentacles, maybe this is someone significant to the case, is judging, looking at that person. Or, yeah, this could be a father, family member. Oh, wrong deck. And there is death. And the King of Cups. Now we got, do you remember, the one that came up was the Knight of Cups. This is who is responsible, and I get the death and as a King of Cups. I feel like this man has died in, if he hasn't already, he will be, in his adult years. And the feeling is more like, gosh, how old was she at the time? Let me just check this. Yeah, so she was 20. That makes sense. And she would be, 29 now, or close to that. So, excuse me. This would put, that would be about right. This would put that person into their 30s. And that's what I felt. I feel like this person is close to the same age, if not the same age. But there's a radical change or an end for a King of Cups, and I don't know if that is the loss of life or just that his end of his freedom, and somebody comes forward and says what they know. Because I'm getting a few people that know stuff. I'm getting another adult male that's a King of Wands, has put it together, and possibly this King of Pentacles, but I feel that there's something significant on judging the person who actually is guilty. And again, I'm being shown an adult male of a water sign. He may have been a year older or younger than her, a couple maybe years older or younger, but not more than that. I really don't think so. And I think that there's some ending here coming. It could be her death is connected to him, but could also be that the end of his freedom is coming. Here's the Two of Cups, and look at this, the Queen of Cups. So I really think that there are people that have ideas that are close to this man, or who know of this man, or who knew of him then. I'm getting that this needs to be looked at, that this case needs to be looked at from a different angle than they've done. They need to go back and they need to talk to, I feel like this kid, and I call him a kid because anybody at that age, she was 20, they were close to the same age, maybe as young as 18. And possibly as old as 35, but I'm really feeling like it's an adult male now, regardless. And I don't think, but I think of her peer group, and there's a radical change around him. I don't know if it's an actual physical death, to be honest, but I think that this is indicative of activity needs to go in a different, looking at it from a different angle, because they've been stuck, because they keep looking at it from the same angle, is what I'm getting. This is about temptation and loss and grief. And I feel like with somebody heavily under the influence, that they had been really indulging. And I felt like it was just super easy for them to interfere with her and interfere with her life and take her away from her family. They were all caught up in their senses and pleasures and their desires and selfishness. That shows up. And I think that they need to look at those who, a young man, water sign, likely, that would be a start, and that they may have already talked to, but was connected to that party or observing it. Because I feel like he was there. So there's something to that. And I feel like there are people that have an idea of maybe who it was that could have approached her tent. He may have even been seen, but I feel like there are a couple of people that have an idea, and they may come forward, and I think that's really important that they do that, because there's a perspective that I think the professionals are not clearly able to get. And I'm shown real grief. There's 3 people I think that might know. Or at least 2, including the person that is responsible. And I did get that male card and the female card, with the Queen of Swords covering her. I think maybe that's indicative that it was really bothering this one individual more than others, but feeling like they knew who did this. In their heart they know. Could have even been a love interest of theirs. But I'm getting that core group, a small core group of friends, and choices made, and having to live with those choices too. And so, I can only say never, ever, ever, no matter what your friend says, never leave them. Say, no, you're not, and just start, putting their things in your car or whatever, but never, ever leave somebody out there, especially after people have been drinking. They all think, I'll be fine, and you're so vulnerable. I get that there's going to be an expansion of her case. Maybe looking at certain areas again. So people could come forward. Well, with the Fool and the Four of Swords, it could be quite possibly that they find a burial area. Yeah, maybe because the Eight of Pentacles is there, this would require, I feel like, going over, working the area. Yeah. As she was abandoned in. Yeah. Ace of Cups. Two of Wands. Nine of Swords. That's the sorrow, and that somebody did this in the dark, and through deceit. And there's anxiety. Four of Cups, disassociation from feelings, and Seven of Cups. Again, there's this fantasy. It's confusion. And I think she was confused. I think that whoever attacked her caught her off guard. Definitely. It was very sneaky. And I do feel like they were under the influence. But I'm getting not only alcohol, but I'm really getting a strong sense of stimulants as well. That this person, that's a yucky feeling. Yeah, it brings out a predatory behavior. And this person is may even have their own business. And looks like a very independent individual. But I think that they're very defensive and they're prone to violence, and have a quick temper. So it seems to be wanting to tell me about that. I do think there's a good chance that she could be found. It could be down the road though, with that Fool card, possibly by children playing. That's another kind of a feeling there, and the fact that may have been dumped, abandoned, I think outside. Yeah. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there for Madison. And I may do another one, but I feel like this is a good preliminary read. So it looks like it was somebody connected to that birthday party that she went to, that was there at least. Close to the same age, male, likely a water sign, very prominent water and chart. And I believe they snuck in and attacked her and took her off guard. But I do believe that there are people that have suspicions or some kind of knowledge. And I think it's just waiting to come out. I think they're scared of this person, because if he could do that, and I think some of them have kind of maybe put the idea together based on their own instinct. They may not know, but they may know of somebody and think, I wouldn't be surprised if it was that was there that night. This person looks like they had sex, you know, on their mind, pleasure and drink, and looked like they wanted to get off with her, frankly, and I don't believe that she was interested at all. And I don't think it was, I don't know that it was just that. There's with those cards there, there's a great deal of malevolence there. There's a violence in that person, and they should never drink. And I bet you anything with that King of Cups, that Knight of Cups, I bet you they have drug addiction problems or drink problems. And again, I want to emphasize, it looks like they would have really changed their life, or maybe have gone somewhere else, or changed up their life after her going missing. They may have even moved. But that person was at that party, and they were close to her own age. So I'll just leave that there for right now. If you like this content of mysteries and whatnot, please just make sure that you are subscribed. Sometimes YouTube unsubscribes you. So just double check and share. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.